Hello everybody. This is going to be what some may call the start of a regular segment, even though I have really no idea how regular this is going to turn out to be. But basically there'll be times, especially with Japanese stuff, where I'm going to want to talk about certain matches, but have no real interest in talking about the shows that the matches came from. And originally I thought the best way to do that would be to put the match discussion in with other videos, with other topics, to kind of keep everything in perspective. As you saw, I did that with the 2 out of 3 falls tag matches from TNA and Noah. I put that discussion in with a video that had other discussions going on. I thought that was the best way to do it. But ultimately I decided that to make the matches seem worthwhile to watch, the best way would be to give them their own video, because then they appear important enough to be given their own video. So you kind of see where I was coming with that. So every time you see that video title along with the current date, that's what I'm doing. I'm either recommending matches that I thought were really good, or matches that I thought should have delivered but really didn't. So that's what I'll be doing every time you see that video title. I think this is a format that works better for me, because really when I really feel strongly about something one way or the other, I tend to ramble about it a bit. So this is better for me than just kind of scrunching it all into one video with other topics going on. Better for me, so hope it's better for everybody else. Either way, you're getting matches recommended to you, which everybody likes to have done. So no, I don't think any reason to complain about it. So let's get started with this. Some good stuff today. Some very good stuff, starting with Dragon Gate Infinity 186. For those who do not know, Infinity is their weekly, I'm pretty sure it's weekly, it might be bi-weekly, I'm not sure, television show in Japan. And right now they have going on the Summer Adventure Tag League 4 tournament, which is a tag team tournament I'm not really following with too much interest, but I was recommended to watch this particular match from that tournament, and with very good reason too, with very, very good reason, because there's a lot of stuff to love about this particular match. These guys have history, as I understand it, and I'm not very high up on the history of the Dragon Gate guys, so I was kind of sketchy on the history, but that doesn't matter a damn. That does not matter one little bit, because you are made clear very quickly that these guys have a lot of hate for one another, because they start off this match with some really good outside brawling that really worked to that effect. Once they get into the ring, some ridiculously stiff kicks, some ridiculous stuff going on here, and it really looks like some of the guys are ready to kind of pass out at any given moment. So it was really, really good, and then that makes the finish all the more appropriate, the way they were working the match. Just everything worked, everything blended together, really, really good. Definitely, I think, honestly, I would say out of the Dragon Gate stuff I've seen, and there hasn't been too much stuff, I've seen 2 out of the 3 pay-per-views they've had so far this year, and out of all that, I would say this is the best tag match from them I've seen this year. BB Hulk and Shingo was better than this, but still, fantastic match, I would say. Not a classic, but like some people were giving it, I saw some people give this insanely high ratings, but I would definitely say definitely worth checking out. You're probably going to like it more than I did. Excellent, excellent match. Probably, yep, out of the, comparing it against the tag matches on the 2 pay-per-views that I've seen, better than all those in terms of tag matches. So definitely well recommended to check out. But then we get to something that I've been trying to talk about for a long time now, which is the final of the G1 Climax 2010 tournament of New Japan. The best of the matches that I'm going to be recommending today, a long overdue plug for the G1 Climax tournament final. Originally I wanted to do a video recommending matches from throughout the whole tournament, which is over a week long, but that didn't work out for various reasons. But there's no way I can not talk about this match, because it was amazing. It was incredible, incredible, incredible. I might have liked this more than some people did, because I'm a huge fan of Tanahashi, but I thought this was fantastic. With such a fitting tournament final atmosphere to it, and the way they worked the match, just everything worked in that context. And what's really to love about this match is it has all the appealing elements of what you might call a spot fest. The main drama in this one is based on big spots and near falls, but then they were able to back that up with some really intelligent strategic offense. They had I believe it was Kojima's arm being worked over. I might have been wrong about that. It might have been Tanahashi's arm. Somebody's arm was being worked over. It's been a while since I watched this match, but that was going on. All the while, you had these really big, exciting spots happening. It was a perfect blend of flashy moves and sophisticated tactics, to the point where by the end of it, I was just going crazy. I was just going completely crazy for every near fall. I absolutely loved this, really did. And if you look at my top 10, number 7. Fantastic, fantastic match. Definitely well recommended. I probably liked it more other people did, depending on how much you like Tanahashi, because I really like him a lot, which I've said before. So Well recommended. Check it out. 4.5 stars. Fantastic, fantastic match. Then we move on to Noah New Departure 2010. KENTA versus Kotaro Suzuki. This is a match that was built up on the Tokyo anniversary show after Kenta's match with Aoki. They had an angle with Suzuki, who's returning. This was going to be his return match against Kenta. Pretty good angle on the Tokyo show. Got me somewhat interested in seeing this match. And when I got to it, I got to say I really did enjoy it. Kenta's offense took a different turn in this match. You know, he didn't take the intense, violent role that he often does. The first portion of this match was him dominating, and he had a very cold, calculating, and expressionless feel about him, you know. Well, that's not really quite as exciting as the regular Kenta, where he's, you know, really intense and really aggressive. It's still a very acceptable approach to take control of the match. So that was fine. That's not a knock on the match. It's just not Kenta at his best, I would say. But it definitely gets the point across. Definitely good. The one thing that keeps this match from being a classic is what happens next, and that is Suzuki's flat, expressionless, not intense comeback. I really just was like, what happened? Really, Kenta's domination can lack intensity and it still works, so that's fine. But when you have a comeback, it has to be intense, it has to have energy and passion, and this did not have it, so that was really annoying to me. That was the one thing that kept this match from being a classic. But then, the last portion of the match was just them going back and forth, and that was awesome. So, you can still give this match a great rating based on how good that, like, I would say the latter half of this match was, because it was just them going back and forth, really, really good, and definitely the thing that kind of puts this match over the top. So, you know, if it wasn't for Suzuki's flat comeback, this would be a classic match. But as it stands, it's just a great match. So definitely check it out. You might even like this more than I did. I would still say it's recommended, and I would still say it's an excellent match. Just there's one thing that really holds it back from being classic. So just the latter portion of the match was so good that I can't not give it a great rating. So there we go on that. And finally, we get to a match that happened about 72 hours ago. Prince Devitt's second IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match against Kenny Omega. I was a bit apprehensive about this one going in, simply because of the way the Marufuji Omega match turned out on the DDT show. And not that I was afraid that, you know, Omega was in danger of injuring more people, but it did get me thinking, that match did, about just how well Omega can work with some of these Japanese juniors, because the style is a little different. You know, Omega delivers his moves with a kind of dangerous looking feel about them, which can be good or bad depending on who he's in the ring with, you know. That's why his PWG title match against Davey was so good, because Davey moves like a junior heavyweight, but he can still back that up with some really aggressive moves that appear dangerous, even though they're definitely not dangerous, but they can appear that way, and that's kind of what Omega does. So that's why that match really worked, in my opinion. So I was kind of apprehensive about how this would turn out, because it is a little different. But I honestly thought it was a very good match. A lot of that was just due to the fact of how into Prince Devitt the fans were. And, you know, he's had a really great year all around. Crowd reactions, he's always had really good crowd reactions. But this was just the height of that, in my opinion. He had just a great following in the crowd, and they were just so into him. And, you know, that allowed Omega to kind of be the evil guy in this match. And he had all these sequences going on that really suited that atmosphere. It really did. And with some of those spots, you kind of had Devitt kind of second guess Omega with what he was doing, which I thought really worked well. And, you know, you had this one spot where, you know, Devitt kind of, not Devitt, Omega kind of appeared his freaky self, and Devitt was kind of compelled to stop, and Omega kind of took advantage of that vulnerability, but Devitt came back with his kick. So that was a really, really good spot, in my opinion. So I thought it was a really, really good match. Not great. Some people really, really liked this. I was really, really surprised at how much people liked this. So definitely still recommend it, even though I didn't give it a great rating. Still recommend it to check out. Very, very good match. And afterwards we hear that Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega are challenging for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles later this month. So looking forward to that. And that will do it for today's recommendations. Whenever next I get a bunch of matches that I want to talk about, I will give you the same video title and the date in the future. So look out for that. And of course I'll be still doing those Joshi-Res reviews at a later point. So I'm out. Later.